Hey, so it's Robert Davis with you again after a long break. We've moved and set up housekeeping here, and it's been pretty busy for us. But what I wanted to share with you today is something that seems to maybe avoid many, and that is how do I come up with a unique identifier for my database application or applications? How does that work? And I'm going to show you what I discovered. Let's look at Copilot. Let's expand this and then go to in Delphi. What unit is create GUID, and they tell you it's an accessutils unit in Delphi. So make sure you include that in your uses clause, either the top or the implementation. And GUID comes from that. And this is how you implement it. You create a variable called GUID, and that's a type TGUID, and then a variable for GUID string, which is a string type. And then use the create GUID with your variable name in there. And then GUID to string. Equals or is assigned to GUID to string GUID. And then finally, show message GUID string. And that's a globally unique identifier. Down here, I want to know more about, can a developer trust the uniqueness of GUID? And the ultimate answer is yes. You can generally trust the uniqueness. They're developed across both space and time, making them an excellent choice for a unique identifier. Then look down here, get this again. And the first on the list thing is databases, GUIDs used in unique identifiers in databases, and also distributed systems. So you can count on those things. And I want to show you what you get if you make this, if you do this. So let's go over to, where did I put my Delphi? Oh, here it is. And I've already typed this in. So it actually starts right after the implementation. And you have your sysutils up here in the uses clause, and then just your form one class. I'm sorry. Yeah. Anyway, so let's run this and see what we get. Compilation errors. And there we have the globally unique identifier. That's okay, but notice there's curly braces or brackets, whichever, around the GUID itself. And I'll show you here in just a second how to handle that. And yes, it's going to be with replace string. So let's close those. Open up a project, a big project I've been working on. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, here it is. And then, as you can see, I'm using Absolute Database. It's one of my favorite alternatives to big ass database like Oracle or MySQL or SQL Server or Postgres, things like that. Some of those are free. Some of them have free editions. Some of them have um, what is it, costly editions also. But where I use my GUIDs and get them into the database is when you implement, well, let me just show you, when you implement a new student, and this is the schoolhouse software, and you implement a new student, we'll press this plus button and we'll set the unique ID, and there you go. And see, I removed the curly braces from either end. That's just something you really don't need. And the way that's done is, we'll close this. I'll click here. And here we have the code. And I said replace string, it's string replace, I'm sorry. And these two lines here will get you what you want. It'll take away the beginning and the ending curly bracket. Give you that, and that's where I show the message GUID string that you just saw. So, and then store that in the database. Let me show you. Um, Here we go. There's my GUID for, let's see if we can refresh this. Oh, that's for dental students. See, everybody has their unique identifier. And to look at the table structure, go to table restructure. And you can see student ID is a string of 36 characters in length. A GUID always has 36 characters in length. And that's where they base the algorithm to generate GUIDs. So each table can have, each of my tables have a student ID, and it's a string of 36. And once I get that GUID, I real quick post it into the absolute database table. And so that's how that works. Remember also, if, like in my case, you have lots of related tables, and we'll look at immunizations. Refresh this. Yeah. And then there's me. You can't tell my name unless you do a join query. But this is the way all these tables relate to the student table, which is the main table, is a student ID field with the 36 character length and the curly brackets removed. So you have that. So it took me a while to come up with this GUID solution, but Copilot, which is Microsoft's AI assistant or whatever you want to call it, companion, they say, helped me out a great deal and reassured me that I could trust the uniqueness. So instead of just having a AUTOINC number, which you get all fouled up if you have to do imports and exports, and equally as much, you have to be very careful to do your imports and exports with GUIDs also. So here's the application I've been working on. And you see, once they're assigned a GUID, this button is disabled and it only enables when you go to add a student. And we get a brand new unique GUID. And I'm not going to create a student now. And if you don't, it's no big deal. It just vanishes. So there you have it. GUID in a nutshell. And I'm Robert Davis, and I thank you for your time with me. It's been a pleasure revealing this to you. And I hope you can make use of it, particularly in your database applications where you really require unique identifier. These are globally unique, so you can trust them pretty much wherever you go. If distributed systems is one way to trust them, well, you can sure trust them with a local database or file server database as well. So anyway, y'all have a good whatever time it is, wherever in the world you're at. And if you have a question, put it in below in the comments. And also we add where you're writing from, whereabouts you're writing from. Just country or state, country, whatever. And that's kind of just a hobby that I pay attention to, is who's sending comments from where. So anyway, it's been good to get this channel back up and going. And I had a few software meltdowns, excuse me, and but we've overcome those, thank God. And we'll be back with you in the next tutorial. So thanks a lot, and we'll see you soon.